kidding me right now? You're a superstar, Richie. You're a fucking superstar.
Yeah, I say the hood mad at me, cause I put on what I support. I am bound and play the court. I was a star in every sport, that's why they mad at me. I shot my shot since I was 3. I wasn't pampered out my seat, but I...
Hey everybody, my name is Al the Blogger, and this is Undeniably Gifted, the docu-series. We're talking about Lil Richie, his come up, his life, his career, and just giving it to y'all, the world. Salute.
What they don't understand is I don't want this, I demand this, and I can't stop until I make it. I'm so...
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Honey Rose. My name is Nikki.
Lil Richie, aka Pops.
Hey, this is Quay.
Prince, aka The Zoo.
What's the word? This shame.
This is Undeniably Gifted docu-series. I'm Lil Richie mom.
You are now watching the Undeniably Gifted docu-series.
As time went on, we already sensed it.
Hey,
yo, Stephen.
hey, this not no 2004 shit. Not no 04 shit. 22 on. I'm back. I'm really back. Yeah, look. The way I grew up, I know that it's real. Gas stations and parking lots, the whole hood to get filled. Fast cars posted outside with dickies and grills. First time hood life, man, you gotta be skilled. Shots fired, I deserve to live. I seen bodies hit the pavement, I had the urge to kill. Wonder why my
side and tripped up on a tremendous defensive play by Richie.
Let's do this.
Welcome to Undeniably Gifted, Season 1. My name is Al the Blogger. I'm here, and it's an honor to be here, actually. I'm here with Mrs. Nikki, aka Nicole. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. Now we're here, obviously, for the young and gifted, talented artist names. He goes by Lil Richie, and like I said, it's an honor to be here. I wanted to ask you first and foremost, how did your livelihood impact Lil Richie's career at this point in his life, as far as his artistry side, I should say?
Well, we grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. So I believe that being from St. Louis played a huge part in who he is, you know, as far as reality. Growing up in St. Louis was bittersweet. Let me just say that. I was literally probably one of the bad girls. You know, I literally was bad. When you say bad, I mean, you would have my picture next to it. But I did some things that, you know, growing up, you're not proud of, you know, but then that's where forgiveness come into play. So growing up in St. Louis we didn't have much growing up in St. Louis. We was evicted many a times growing up. I used to fight a lot, you know. Sold drugs, stayed in juvenile. I was bad. I was one of them kids where, you know, I got kicked out of all the high schools in St. Louis, Missouri, to where I couldn't go to no high school. So yeah, that was me growing up, and then I had my daughter, and it changed my life.
Love to hear that. Now, in your adult life, speaking of changing your life, you had a son also who is undeniably gifted, no pun intended. So what does that mean to you? What does the term undeniably gifted mean to you as a mom?
I mean, for me, I give glory to God, first of all, for his talents and his gifts. As I tell him that, you know, we always give glory to God, because without those gifts and them talents, you know, without God, there's no gifts and no talents. So we have to make sure that we use those gifts the way that God intended those gifts to be used. So for me, it makes me proud. The young man that he is, the young man that he's growing to be, that he's becoming. I'm proud of him. The dude is, man, talented is an understatement.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. We are presented by Lil Richie, the biggest artist from St. Louis right now, even in Arizona. Let's keep it 100. Sitting down in front of me is Mr. Marlon. Thank you for being here, sir. Now, tying into Lil Richie right now, you know, we're in 2022, but let's take it back to his childhood. Now, obviously, Lil Richie played football when he was young. How did you discover him at such a young age? And did you know he was talented at that time? Or did it take some time for him to develop?
Well, he come from a family of talent, both sides. So that was kind of easy for him to adapt when it was his time to, touch a ball, period. You know, I've been around since he was in Pampa. So as time went on, we already sensed that, he was born and raised in the, St. Louis in the Cochran Project. So we used to play ball, to 3, 4 in the morning, with the lights on. So at the same time, Lil Dre was always around us. He was around a bunch of grown kids, grown adults with everybody athletic, with wisdom and knowledge. And he kind of stuck around a long time with grown folks. Like his dad had him, me, his uncle, being his uncle, and a lot of other people in the family. But Dre was gifted from the beginning.
Now you have, you coming from a gutter city like St. Louis. Not to say like gutter meaning like.
Oh, it's all city, good, man. Yeah, it's all good.
Let's call it for what it is.
Yeah, it is. Facts, man.
There's so many kids out there and out here, just in general. There's so many kids that are like, bad. What made you want to keep like Rich around? Like, say, just I'm gonna be his backbone. I'm gonna support him throughout his livelihood, and we're gonna stay strong till he grows up, which is now.
Yeah, like I say, I like kids. I always love kids, so let's get that out the way first and foremost. I believe in God, and I'm God's child. So why not work with God's kids?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. I started a program called the Metro Youth Foundation back in 2005, and there's a lot of kids that couldn't pay to play the game that they like or love. So basically, I put this thing together with a lot of kids in the urban parts of the St. Louis. They couldn't play. They didn't have money, but it wasn't about money. If they wanted to play, I took care of that, all of them. I started with, I think, 1 team, and it grew to about 4 and 5 teams. So I did this, it was kids all over where, they didn't make the team, but you come to Metro Youth Foundation, we're gonna make you better. And next thing you know, you got the guys want to come back and get them. No, that's a no-no. But let's get straight back to Lil Richie. Lil Richie was so talented that we couldn't not take him off the field. But we did that to ourselves. So when we take him off the field, he had that attitude. He got mad all the time. That was just him. But at the same time, he played both sides of the ball. Basically, he put him wherever we need you to do, he did it. Even on the line block. Play him at tight end, as small as he was, but he made the play because he can catch the ball. I used to call him textbook. You know what I'm saying? So, I can go on when it comes to Lil Richie playing the game that he really loved.
I read in your bio that you're cool people as long as it's like an acceptance.
Yeah,
so
gotta be respected.
Cochran like, and then how you feel about acceptance?
Man.
Because that stuck with me. That's why I wanted to ask that.
That's cool. But I got along with everybody. I'm no macho guy, no tough guy. But at the same time, I just got a presence about myself. I can get along with anybody, even in the slums, even in wherever you at. I can really, it just presence speaks for itself when it comes to me. I don't have to open my mouth. It's not being macho or none of that. But I got family all across the city of St. Louis, and it's in different neighborhoods. But when I went there and visited and this and that, I'm cool with other guys too, you know what I'm saying? So, I got along with everybody, honestly, man, but sometimes you gotta show yourself if people test you. And I just hold my ground to be a short guy. I held my ground, but other than that, man, like I say, I respect people. People they gave respect back, you know, and basically that's about it, you know.
Sitting down in front of me is a very special man. Goes by the name of Shane. Thank you for being here with us.
What's up, man?
Undeniably Gifted, presented by again myself, Al the Blogger. Lil Richie is the reason why we are all here. Excuse me. So I want to get straight to it. How has it been since y'all been, friends in this, in this industry? Not even in the industry, but just, friends in your personal life.
I'd probably say it's been great. We've been knowing each other for about 5 months now, and I'd probably say throughout that time, with me, we're like-minded individuals, being 23, I feel like I'm more mature than a lot of people my age, and you start to look for that in your peers, and you can see whose mindset not where it needs to be at, and whose mindset out in the blue, and that's we talked. I met him one day. He was new. Well, he came back. He used to work there. He came back to work, and we met, and then we literally talked the whole day just about pretty much everything, and I had like these conversations with my mom, you feel me? I moved out here with a friend, you feel me? It's just some people not on the same stuff that you on, you feel me? And it's just being around people like yourself, you feel me? And it's definitely, we got that same type of vibe and that same type of mindset, you need a team, you need people around you, because, hey, you might be down, but you got somebody else right there that, you feel me, keep you on your toes, or you feel me, give you that motivation, to push forward in this life, you feel me?
Leading into this year, you meeting Richie, and how y'all connected with the music side.
So basically, like I said, man, he reminded me of myself, you feel me? I grew up, I'm from Chicago, the slums. Started playing sports at a young age, had a love for music at a young age. I went to college for ball, studied audio engineering, all that type of stuff, And I feel like I got an ear for music, you feel me? And I meet a lot of people who want to do music and stuff like that, but I just feel like I know what it is and what it's not. And he had came to me when I met him. He like, man, what if I told you? He like, what if I told you I'm like that? And you feel me? I'm like, I'm thinking he like a club promoter or something like that. So he say he sent me his music. So I'm listening. I'm like, bro, you got it. You got it for real. Like, you got it for real, cause you speaking what everybody else not speaking. You feel me? Especially our age, we need something new. We need some
like something fresh.
Something fresh, somebody that's talking about something. You feel me? Everybody talking about drugs, money, booty shaking, all that, but we had to really, you feel me?
Yes,
you gotta change the mindset of everybody, because there's a bigger picture out here for real.
So she goes by Honey Rose. Honey, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. It's an honor to be here with you. Let's get straight to it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm goofy.
I see, I love it.
But no, I actually just started being an artist in 2021. Shout out to Dre, Lil Richie. That's my bro. I'm a mom and a business owner, and just myself.
I love your personality, because you're shy, but it's mind blowing, because you can sing your heart out. That's the thing. So that leads into my next question.
I feel like with me and Dre, we have like a lifelong business partnership. Like, that's my bro. Like, that's the whole.
I like that. Now y'all have a song called "Demands," which is in popular demand, no pun intended. Talk to us about the process of how that song came together and what it took to make that song come to life.
Stand this, I don't want this, I demand this, yeah. And I can't stop until I make it. I'm so tired of all this faking.
Okay, so Demands was originally a song that I made. I was kind of like going through something in my life, And I showed Dre the beat, Lil Richie the beat, and when I showed him the beat, I was like, hey, we should do a song together. And I was like super nervous. I didn't think that he was gonna be like, we would actually do it, because like he's a super dope artist and I am, and we have like similar music taste because we both have vision and we have deep messages, but we also have like different styles when it comes to the music as well. So I sent him the beat. It only took me it didn't take me long to write my stuff. It took Dre, I want to say like 30 minutes, bro. I called him. I was like, hey, Dre, here's his beat or whatever. And then I was like, I don't understand this. And then he like hopped on the beat. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to call you back. And then he like called me back. He's like, yeah, I'm done. I want you to hear this beat or whatever. I want you to hear how I go. And then he did it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then we ended up going to the studio. The first studio session, I was like super nervous. And then I had something going on, because it's kind of hard being an artist with a kid. And my son's 5, and my son's also autistic, and my support system isn't that big. And so when I was doing it, I only had a babysitter for an hour the first time. Then we
hour, like a day?
No, like just for the song, my babysitter was only willing to watch him for an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that hour included the transportation to the location in the studio. So then we got there, we got to the studio. I kind of like messed up because it was my first time in a real studio, because we had already recorded Demands with someone else's work, and we were like super psyched when we heard it at first, but like with Dre, he's a very like stickler, like because he like has vision, so the way that he sees it with him being the man, like he's just, I see it this way, it's gonna go this way type stuff, which is cool. And so the audio was kind of not how we wanted it, and then we went to Salt Mine. We recorded it the first time.
Shout out to Salt.
Yeah, shout out to Salt Mine. And then when we recorded it, I messed up. I was like super nervous, and I had to leave. So then we had to like rebook another session to record, and then I think the session ended up getting rescheduled. There's no telling me, I'm telling you, like, it's always something going on. And then we ended up recording Demands on New Year's, and it was like in my goal for that year to like have me a song, put it out. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Andre Richie, you are, like I said, the man who started off for Richie, so I want to get straight to it. For your own personal life, you growing up from St. Louis, from downtown, graduated from Melville, senior high school.
Yeah.
What was life like for you growing up?
It was rough. Growing up in the projects, you didn't have much, and violence everywhere, and you fall into that trap. So you live your life that way. I ended up meeting his mom, who just so happened to stay up under us, because it was a high rise, so it was 1 through 12.
Right.
And I stayed on the 3rd floor. She stayed on the 2nd floor. And actually, my cousin, which he gained his middle name from, he's no longer here. He actually hooked us up, and we started off as friends, and we ended up dating, and end up, she buried my son, and we ended up getting married and stuff. So, yeah, he's been a gift, since day one. I mean, it's funny. She went into labor, and from the moment she went to labor to the moment he came out was 33 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we didn't even have time to get to the hospital. I mean, we get to the hospital, barely get to the hospital, and the doctor raised up like, oh no, you gotta go in, and without any epidural or anything, he came out. Okay. Yeah, so he was ready for the world, put it like that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. He couldn't be denied. Right?
Exactly.
Take us like step by step the process of seeing him develop as a overall human being as opposed to just being an artist, let alone football player?
Right.
How did that?
So as a 5-year-old, he was very interested in football. That's all he wanted to do was run around, catch the ball, just nag me about playing with him. So in order to get him off my back, I enrolled him into playing football. Well, he was too young because he was 5 years old. So I said, hey, can you just let him practice? If he can't play in the game, just let him practice. So we did that, and he fell in love with it. So at 6, he was able to play. But I didn't want him playing against kids his age. So I let him play against 7 and 8-year-olds.
So you like challenged him?
Yeah, I challenged him very early. And he stepped up to it. I was a little nervous. I had to hear the barking from his mom, but he stepped up and he held his own. So from a young age, he always played and excelled against kids older than him. And I told him that one thing that benefit him because when he become a freshman, when he played against juniors and seniors, he won't be intimidated because he always played against kids 2 years older than him. And that's what he did. And he took that, and he even took that to college. So his fear factor was he just didn't have any fear when it came to sports. And I always told him, hey, it's okay to fail, and you are, especially when you're playing against older kids. And he took that. I mean, he broke his arm playing sports against older kids, but like I said, he was never afraid. He was never afraid. So that, to me, that was an indicator of what he was going to do in life. Wasn't going to be afraid of things. So he stepped up to the challenges in sports, and he took the bull by the horn. So I commended him for that, and I supported him through his failures and his successes. So
did you see that coming from the St. Louis era to now in Phoenix?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did, but he played around as like I said in the elementary. He made a rap about, I guess, this little girl. She was fast, I'm guessing, and it was around Thanksgiving, coincidentally, and it was about passing her around like Thanksgiving turkey.
She ratchet, I don't want pass her around like Thanksgiving folk. School time, you was my main boo. You got passed around the table like Thanksgiving folk.
Needless to say, they was offended. She was offended, so we had to go to the principal office and talk about him not releasing this song and letting kids hear it. But it was popular then, and in the school. So didn't know that would transpire to where he's at now. He fumbled with it, and he took a big love for sports, and he put rapping on the back burner. But as he got older, he started to fall in love with rapping again. And he just started sending me songs like that. What you think about this? What you think about that? And me I didn't want to be biased. I give my honest opinion, yes or no. I didn't like it. I didn't like his tone. He'll tell you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, because I never want to babyfy my kids, because if you don't say no and they not used to you saying no, then they gonna expect the world not to say no. And they won't be able to handle failure. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. So. And he took the criticism, and he changed it, or he just went with his heart, and he moved things around, and I said, yeah, that's it, I like it, and that's so now him doing what he's doing, I'm not surprised at all. So he sent me his songs, and he had some bangers.
Now you're a rapper, producer, obviously from Phoenix, got into music, being inspired from the church. How did you come up as far as your personal life, and then now to your recording life as an artist?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's really cool. So I go to a church, and we do a little bit more of a live experience when it comes to worship. So up there we not only have normal worship, but we also have rapping included in there. Sometimes we'll do a DJ, sometimes we'll do this, that, and the other to make it more lively and a lot more exciting. I mean, it gives a shock factor. It makes it a ton of fun. Like I remember growing up going to church every Sunday, and it was just very flat in a sense, and that's no shots towards other churches. No disrespect. No, sure. But it's kind of as a kid, I was just kind of sat there and just watched and stuff like that. So when I came out here in 2013. I'm from Peoria, Arizona. Came out here to Tempe in order to do college.
And for people, I'm gonna cut you off for a second. For
Yeah.
people who don't know, when he said out here, like the distance, Tempe to Peoria is like a 45
Yep.
minute, almost an hour drive.
Exactly.
So,
hey.
give the audience like a visual idea of how far that is. But
The Phoenix Metro is a big area, man.
yes, sir.
But essentially, yeah, I came out here 45 minutes. It was just enough way to be far away from my parents to be able to do my own thing, close enough to be able to get some food if I need it. But it was good. Came out here, got met by some of my homies that go to my church right now, and I started going there consistently. It's a pretty transformational experience. Like, they really opened me up to, like, man, church doesn't need to be just some, like, thing where you just come, touch base, be like, hey, I was here, and then leave. So through that, I was able to experience, like, some awesome guys, like my homie Ted, my homie Abe, Ethan. These guys, they started doing this thing where they started including rapping in, like, the worship set. And I was just like, bro, this is wild. And this is me coming off of, like, 18 years of, like, listening to guys like Kanye, Chance the Rapper, Jay-Z, all these big guys and some other producers that were around. So I already had, like, a huge love for music, even, like, whether it was rap, other genres and stuff like that. Came out, was like, man, I want to do that. So I started writing on my own and ended up trying out for the team and ended up hopping on it. So I'm on stage, like every other Sunday doing rap. And I think that's where I got my start with rapping, period. Practice on Saturday, where you're up on Sunday, but you're rehearsing all throughout the week before that. When it comes to my own craft outside of church and stuff like that, I'm kind of like, you know, I'll get an idea in my head throughout the week, whether it be for a beat, I'm like, man, that would be cool. That's a cool melody. I'm like humming in the car, and I'll record it and be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna save this for later. Get in the studio and start attaching words to it, laying it out. I'm a big voice guy. So kind of like I take after Kanye in the sense of, like, I really love that 808s and heartbreaks, like, you know, using the voice as, like, creating, like, big choirs or, like, awesome distortion. It's almost like using it as its own instrument. So of course my voice is the instrument that I know the best as a rapper. So I use that and do my best to sing it out, or, like, get the, like, just some quick bars, and then that gives me the framework to really build off of that. Start with the melody. Once I get the melody, hey, do I want to, like, what type of drums are we using, 808s, stuff like that. I have my own little studio at my house, which Dre's been to before, but it was a good time over there. It's like, it's fun. You can have literally, like, just, I got a mic, I got 2 speakers, I got a laptop, and that's really all you need in order to, like, have a good time and be able to literally dump all this creativity that you got on your mind.
That's what Rich was telling me off camera. You don't have to have a budget, just a vision. Yeah. You guys have a song called God Given, you and Rich.
I'm honest, living my father mission, pursue repentance. I seen killing best friend down, we bleed different. Life and death, I needed help. Let's take another step. Even when man lay with me, they try to keep me down. God lift me up onto my feet. I'm a man, so don't tell people who I am.
How was the process of that song? How did that come together?
Yeah, so I think that started before I even had met Dre, in a sense. So, like, that's one of the first times I met Dre. So our boy D, who connected us, he was always talking about, he knew me, and he knew I made music. D is just a guy that just connects people. He was like, hey, bro, I got this homie, his name is Dre, Lil Richie, here's his music, bro, you guys gotta work, or something like that. I'm like, oh dang, this is, like, typically when people give me music and, like, hey, this is my homie, he makes music, I'll listen to it, I'm like, man, yeah, sure, cool. Like, I'm down to connect with him. Like all people have a seat at the table. Like, I can help you get to where you need to be, or I can, we both can collaborate and stuff like that. But I was like, oh, cool. This guy actually makes, like, really good music. Like, definitely liked Hating. And was it Hating or Hate? It was Hating, right? Okay, Hating. But definitely liked that one. Still got it saved. But I was like, bro, this guy is actually legit. So D invited him out to football. One of the events we were doing, and he came out there. He did a sing on the field, and we connected. We were like, hey, let's get you over to that studio. So got over to my house, had a few people over there, and our homie Miguel, who just makes music on the side. He doesn't have anything out yet, but I was just like, bro, I have to get you in here so we can actually have something out for you. So I was already had that in mind, and Dre was already supposed to come through, but Dre was coming a little bit late. So we were sitting there, I'm like, hey, you just want to start making a song now? So me and Miguel were rocking with something for a bit. I started laying some stuff down, a quick melody. he was like, we were rocking with it for a second. It was kind of like a normal beat, nothing too special, but he was starting to write to it. Sounded good. Dre walks in, and then we're connected for a quick bit, like, hey, what's up, how you been? And playing what we had been working on for a bit. He did his best to like try and cast a flow. He's like, man, I don't think this is like, I can't really rock with this beat. Like, hey, I'm like, hey, Dre, what are you feeling? Essentially, like, hey, what's the vibe? Like, I know some of your music, but like, what are you on right now? What's it like today? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you boastful? What's going on? So we just started like doing this melody. It was funny. He was just like, almost like just beating his chest a little bit. It was like, dang, I actually got to play it. Like, and he just continually did that, and everybody in the head's just like, yo, what the heck?
I'm getting excited too.
Hey, see, you got excited about it. That's how we felt. That's how we felt. And like literally had 5 people up in there, like all together, just all of us just humming like like I couldn't even do anything on the laptop. I was sitting there just rocking with it. So it was good. I feel like that was like a real good tell of like his talent, essentially. Like he literally came in, didn't know anybody in the room, and just like was like honest enough to be like, hey, this isn't really my BPM. I don't have to get on this beat. It's like, cool, let's switch it up. And he had an idea ready. Like I don't know if he came in with it that day or whatever it might have been, but he came in, present just the most basic of things that was just on his mind, and I'm like, we can build off of that. Let's get it. So held the mic up, recorded everybody doing that. He already started pulling up words. He's like, hey, I just feel like something like at the end it's like, so go and tell the people who I am. And I'm like, go ahead and tell the people who I am, bro. Come on. And hey, it was a wrap from there, man. We didn't finish the song in that day, but it gave me good enough idea. I laid it out really quickly, liked it how it was sounding, sent it over to him. He had a few edits and stuff like that. I wasn't there yet. We went back and forth for a season, and then I was like, man, dang, this guy's sending me a lot of edits, man. I feel like it's perfect as it is. But I'm like, you know what? Let me like actually listen and stuff like that. And actually after a bit, I got my other homie from Florida. His name is Gold Wallace. That's his artist name. And I already had him. I had hit him up like, hey, bro, you got to get on this song. Send me a little something. He sent me something. And about like 2 weeks after I last talked to Dre about edits. And I was like, bro, no, this is like, I see why we've been doing edits. Something's been missing this whole time. Rearranged everything. Took some of his edits. Put it in there. And that's what we got today. And I swear, when I played that thing afterwards, I'm like, bro, this all came from an impromptu, like, homie just came in and said, and all of a sudden we got this, and it's the hottest track on the EP. Sheesh.
It was one day I came to track practice. I saw this light-skinned dude, and I was like, who him? He pretty built, he's solid, he got a good frame. I was trying to know him because I like to know my teammates. I like to bond, I like to connect, I like to interact with teammates. I like to make that strong bond and connection. And so one day was at practice, and you know how every athlete be, they try to figure out what this person is capable of, you know what I'm saying? So I was over here, I was just doing small talk, trying to figure out what he does. And I was like, oh, what you run, what you do? He's saying he just short sprint, but then he told me that track wasn't his real sport, and he was just here for conditioning. So I was like, okay. So I was like, what's your real sport? He's like, he plays football. So I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense why you built like that. You big as hell, you look swole. I say, okay. So yeah, that's how I met my boy Richie, and then ever since after that, we've been locked in just like that. But after the season went on and he had his off season, that's when his true passion showed for the music, you know. That's when he started interacting with music a lot more on social media, and that's when I found out that he did music. And I was like, okay, I see where you're heading. I said, you're very talented for the music, and just keep that going. So about a year and a half, 2 years into our relationship as friends, that's when he contacted me. He wanted me to come support him in this video. And you know what I said? Yes. I had to support my mans. We went down to Tempe Town Lake and shot the first, one of his first shoot out here in Arizona, because he's not from out here. And it was pretty cool. Theme was all black, you know, hood, standing in the background. It went pretty tough. And yeah, and then after that, I really knew that he was like getting serious about music when he started promoting Demand. That's when I really figured out that, oh, he's not playing, he about to go crazy. That's when I figured out, cause that song, it really sets the spot. Like, it was such a nicely soft-spoken song, and it's just everyone that, cause I would play in my car when we driving, they'd be like, oh, who's this? I was like, that's Lil Richie. Even my girlfriend said it too. If you go back and listen to his old music, first songs and everything, there's a big change. It's more artistic. It's more passionate rather than being more street. He keeps things, it's educated. That's what I would say. He's extremely educated, and you can see that in his music. He puts a lot of life lessons that he's been through in the song. And yeah, so from now, within the next year, I can see him really catching more eyes than what he already does. I can see him really getting that niche for his music market and having a lot more people listening and tuning in. And that's what's really going to skyrocket, because the talent is there. He just needs the viewers to come in and support him.
What does Undeniably Gifted mean to you, being a part of his team and being his family?
Well, first of all, you can't block, well, it's just simple to me, you can't block God's blessing. That's the gift that he got, internal with him. And that's just how it is, you know what I'm saying? Lil Dre's, it's been with him, like I say, since day one. It's unconditional, it's in him, he just have to use it, and that's what he been doing. So he can't do nothing but keep going, don't look back.
Undeniably Gifted means no matter what you go through, whether it's good or bad, if you got it, you got it, and if you don't, you don't.
I'll put talent and gifted in the same category as talent. You feel me? Once you gifted, you can't block that. You can't take away that gifted. You feel me? There's a lot of people who work hard, but there's a lot of people. And then you got them people that could come and make it look easy. You feel me? And that making it look easy is being gifted. You feel me? You get those gifts from God. You feel me? So a lot of people try to do stuff, but a lot of people not meant for certain stuff. But if you got that gift, you feel me, that talent, it's a done deal.
Like Favors.
Okay.
Favors, he that swagger to me. He got that swag in him, you know what I'm saying? Swag, Favors. Demands, of course, and I like the I'm back. So, I like that too. But I mean, he got so much talent, man. This ain't gonna be the first, man. He about to do his thing, blow up, man.
My favorite song for Lil Richie is Hating, because it's crazy, because people really do not like to support their own people. And I watched it from first, and I've seen him. I've seen how emotional it gets when you trying to go somewhere and you see your own people not trying to help you. I seen that he posted a couple times, like it was just very emotional seeing stuff like that. Like, you see that people that you thought would fuck with you not fucking with you, and he would speak on that a little bit on social media. And yeah, so him talking about the hating, he really explains why people potentially hate on you and so forth, and you just gotta keep pushing and do your own thing.
My favorite is Hating. The hood mad at me.
You said?
Hating?
Hating, okay,
Yeah.
got you. Okay, and why is that your favorite song?
Bro, because Drake, I was the first person that he sent the song to. Love it. Like, I love the lyrics. I love how it ride, and I love the type of beat where you think it will put your mind at, like, when you listen to the lyrics, it's super real.
Talent over popularity. What's your favorite song off the album?
Favorite song is gonna be Favors.
Favors,
Yeah.
okay. Why is that your favorite song?
Cause it ride. It ride. You can't put it no better than that. It rides. You feel me?
My song, boy, Demands my song. You got some other fire songs on there though. You do. I'm back. You got some fire. You got some heat.
Okay, I'm just confused myself.
Once people get a hand on them songs, you know what I'm saying? For real, like once he get recognized for real, there ain't nothing that I'm tell you. These people be like, oh man, these are what people come out the woodwork. Oh yeah, I've been supporting him all along. I've been doing this and I've been doing that. No, you haven't. you know what I'm saying, they'll try to get on then.
Right,
you know, nah, you have to beat her from the bottom, from the ground up. We don't know you. Ain't that right, Merle?
Hey, nephew. Like,
listen, right. You know how it is when you win a lottery, you understand?
Yeah,
You're like, oh, I always been supporting him. You ain't sharing not one song. You ain't sit up here and download not one song. You ain't went to Apple Music. You ain't went to YouTube. You ain't subscribed to none of his channels. Supports looks bigger than you just saying, oh, I support him. It's action. It's an action word. Support is an action word. You support. You know, you share them songs. You know, you go buy their music. You do all that. Yeah, for real. You know. Don't try to get on now when he blow up, you know what I'm saying, and he ride around in Porsches and Lamborghinis, and you know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to get on now. You should have been there from the ground up. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, a woman when she meet that man and, you know, they be coming from out the Woolworth and they be trying to date you. And you be like, who sent you? Who sent you? You trying to support. Get out of here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Al, the blogger. Welcome back to Undeniably Gifted. We are here. Sitting down with me is the man of the whole creation behind this process, Lil Richie. Welcome, Lil Richie.
What's up with you, man?
We
What's up with you, bro?
Yes,
yeah, most definitely.
Holidays is coming up.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everybody. Undeniably Gifted, talent over popularity. We here, man. We're going to start this thing off right on a good note. We're going to end the year.
Yeah. We're going to end the year.
Note.
Yeah.
Should say that. But talk to the audience about, you know, everything so thus far leading to now.
Man, really just greatly appreciative of all the people who've been a part of the docu-series. And this was kind of be able to show, like, who been around, who been a part of the process, and then even some of the people who kind of seen the glimpse of me being able to work and how I work, and then kind of showing the consistency, and if not the consistency, then we talking about the work ethic. So then we talking about the determination. We talking about, you know, being able to substitute in certain moments to become better. Like at certain moments, when things won't be able to be done, but still made something happen. So I just think that's the whole process of being able to make something happen. Like regardless of, you know, people gonna stream right now, people gonna be involved right now. Like my thing, my word, my saying is gonna happen regardless. So with you or without you, it's gonna happen regardless. And I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, for real.
Nah, for real, that's a fact. So people can, you know, jump on the bandwagon per se, or they can just, you know, watch from afar. We were talking about this off camera. Like, you go to these shows, you go to these venues, specifically speaking, and they'll tell you what you want to hear, but
most definitely
there's no solution.
It's no progress. You know, it ain't no check-in. Well, we already and we talked about that, like you said off camera. Is like a lot of people gonna tell you what they would like to see from you, or who you can announce yourself to be, or who you can talk to, or who you can approach. But I mean, most of the time, bro, honestly, you know, other than kind of more so like the projects and a lot of this stuff, we talking about studio time, we talking about going to actually do these actions. I do most of this stuff by myself, in the sense of being able, like, I'll be looking for the producers, I'll be looking, and shout out to you know, bro who made favors, you know, Wall Street, and I got a couple people that try to tap in, but at the same time, bro, most of these actions and most of these things are getting done by, you know, God, of course, being able to put the path in front of me, and then it's kind of getting done by my own footsteps. And then also how this kind of creation come about, me being able to present this to you, and then we getting it done. So now, like, it feel like a teamwork.
It's progress, but it's all paying off, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have a finished product. You know, not halfway done, not a quarter of the way done, but finished, like really finished. And it takes a team, but like you said, it's still up to you to determine how far this will go.
Exactly,
you
to
know,
take that initiation.
You show me the notes on your notepad and what you want to do, and I'm like, I'm all for it, bro. Like,
let's make it happen.
Together, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. It's gonna happen regardless. So, like, you know,
that's
like, however it come out, it's gonna happen regardless. Whether they support or not, it's gonna happen regardless. Whether you stream or not, it's gonna happen regardless. We not even really conversing, and we ain't even really operating on what man got to say, bro. Staying prayed up and making sure that I do my due diligence in the world, and I'm good. Like, I know it's gonna happen regardless, so I can't too much put my energy into what ain't happening right now.
Like, you really different. Like, as long as I've been, you know, a blogger, my career doing these interviews with these artists, and this is no shade to anybody who I interviewed, but I never seen an artist that is an author at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So it's different. It's new. It's something
Yeah.
that you can bring to the game. You know, creativity.
Mhm.
It's only 4 pages, but 4 pages is gonna make you want more.
Most
you're
definitely.
getting 4 nuggets at Wendy's. You want more.
Yeah, you want more.
As soon as you get hungry, you get a taste, but you want more.
And but Wendy's 4 for 4. I'm 4 for 3. So if y'all, you know, we kind of referring to just dropped a new ebook. The ebook is called A Late Start on Life, and it's just talking about the life changing transitions that you know, that people may go through. It talks about resiliency. It talks about being able to be determined to still get to somewhere that you would like to go, no matter where you started, no matter how you started, no matter where you started, no matter how you started. But like even referencing Deion Sanders, like what he said recently, it's not the location, it's the destination. So you gotta people think, oh, I started late, or I didn't do this at a certain time. I didn't really have a job until I got in college. You know what I'm saying? You got people, and I talk about that within the book, is that people been working since they were in high school. So the jobs that I'm acquiring about now, they've been had, you know, and the experience is not there. So you got to think about it from that perspective as well. But most definitely author, and most definitely, man, I'm with anything. You know, if it come with a good proposal, goddamn me, sometimes it ain't even about what can be compensated from it or what the incentive is. Sometimes if it's just a good idea, or if it's something that kind of makes sense and you doing it for a greater good, I'm with it.
Like you said on camera again, that you want to go to schools and talk to the students, and
I want to go to schools. Exactly.
Just be, not to say motivational speaker, but
right.
Be a inspiration for the kids. Like
exactly.
That's another aspect to add to your, you know, like I said, your profile.
Exactly.
A lot of artists just want to make music, and I'm not knocking nobody.
Yeah.
Every industry is 90% business and then 10% talent.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, but that's just the way.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? So if you can branch out, like I said, Drake is on top because he can cater to literally any audience.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artists don't do that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with staying in, you know, one genre and being
most definitely.
If you got a core fan base, but if you're 45, you're not gonna rap about the same shit you rapped about when you was 25.
But they may. See, people on the stance of doing something that's gonna help them get there quicker, of course.
That's a fact,
you know,
yeah.
so you know everything is about quick. Everything is about quick buck. Everything is about being able to get something done right now. Mm-hmm. When you got to think about the mindfulness of everything, I'm someone who kind of operate in the world of, I get overwhelmed, maybe get a little anxiety. I get anxiety from not doing stuff. I don't get anxiety from doing stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, in a sense, like, so me, when I'm operating and trying to do much of being able to put people in position or being able to put myself in a position, sometimes, like, I try to focus on myself. Try to put my own airbag on. When you talk about being on a plane, I try to do all that stuff for myself. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm more than likely going to put that airbag on the person next to me. Only because that's just how my heart is. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like even when I leave this earth, I'm good. So I'm not too much worried about me because I'm good. I'm in God's graces.
You did everything.
I did everything I feel like I was supposed to do, bro. I done gave back. I done did things that people ain't done. And then people done things that I ain't done. But are you comfortable with it? Are you okay with it?
Right.
Are you content with what you have done? Maybe I'm not content where I am in life, but at the same time, I'm content with what I have done for people and the people that I put in position and the people that I did help out and the kids that I did provide something to, or the people that I've been around that kind of got the energy and absorbed from me. So, like, that's what I'm saying. So sometimes they like put your airbag on first. I'm going second hand. It depends on who next to me.
I like that.
You know, a woman and her kids, they struggle. I'm doing that for them.
Yeah, facts.
You know, I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
You stand for something, like you have morals and
most definitely.
You know, beliefs. A lot of artists don't stand on nothing.
They don't stand on nothing. Fall for everything, but don't stand on nothing.
Stand on nothing. Exactly.
And that's where you get some of them artists who just gonna do anything to put themselves in that position. That's why we talk about the quickness of getting somewhere. Mm-hmm. I'm about sustainability. You know what I'm saying? When I say it's gonna happen regardless, that's what I mean. No matter how many doors close, no matter what you didn't write for me. You know what I'm saying? I done had people not write something on my behalf. Don't share things on my behalf. It's gonna happen regardless. So whether you share, goddamn me, whether you don't like it or whether you don't write it, it don't matter because it's gonna happen regardless. And when it do happen, I'm like, I ain't got no type of animosity or no grudge against nobody, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna happen regardless.
It's really just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time.
You know, everything happens for a reason. Like, unfortunately, people don't notice, but I broke my camera, I think,
yeah.
there, so we had to improvise. And he was like, "Let's just do it off your phone." So that's how we're recording. And for the audience, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, we just talking about the emphasis of growing as an artist, as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Being an artist is one thing, but being a human is another thing.
It's a whole different. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about right now, y'all.
Yeah.
Just to get back into what we all here for, the
Undeniably Gifted
docu-series. What does the word undeniably? You came up with
I came away with it. I'm just undeniable. Like when I step into a room, I'm undeniable. I'm undeniably gifted. It ain't gonna be too many doors you're gonna be able to close on my face. It ain't gonna be too many times it ain't gonna be too many lunch rooms you're gonna keep me out of. I'm walking into a room, you feeling it.
Yes,
I'm walking into a room, you feeling the energy, man. It's undeniable. I'm handsome. It's gonna be undeniable to say he don't look good. It's gonna be undeniable to hear a song say, damn, this dude ain't got bars. It's gonna be undeniable to say, okay, he know what he talking about. It's gonna be undeniable for me to go to the studio and people, goddamn me, bring other engineers in to just hear a sound. That shit didn't happen. It's undeniable to know these things, but it's only gonna take that one person who really gonna stand up and say, he undeniably gifted. That's what people waiting on. They waiting on somebody else to tell them that I'm undeniably gifted. But I'm telling you, I'm telling them, I'm undeniably gifted. So it don't even matter if they believe it, because when they just need somebody who over the hierarchy, who a celebrity, to say he's undeniably gifted before it's presented to me.
You don't need a quote.
It don't need a quote. Niggas already validated. And not only by myself, but by God, bro. We got the gifts. We got the gifts of being able to interview. I got the gifts of being able to rap. And you got more gifts to be able to do things and make people feel comfortable possessing them same gifts. But it's all about how you gonna use them gifts. It's all about how you even acquire and how you even improvise on your knowledge as well. Like I'm just saying, like Dion say he coming, I say it's gonna happen regardless. And I gotta quote that. It's gonna happen regardless.
And then talent over popularity, the EP.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite song off the album? I asked everybody.
Yeah.
What's yours?
My favorite song off the is I Don't Know If I'll Ever Be the Same.
Okay.
They say close range, knock a nigga head back. Woo! Psychology, I study real niggas. Anthropologies, apologies are never authentic enough. Niggas say he killing me, but bitch, I'm calling your bluff. I never been a scared nigga or misled by my household runners. Moms and pops, outlaw stunners. The love John used to walk in the crib, the love home. Bill Weather sit and listen to a saxophone. I love jazz, hope you catching on. But jazz is my sister. So just, you know what I'm saying, bro. So I Don't Know is my favorite joint off there. Honestly, because I was able to speak on some things that I never spoke about. It's more so intrusive thoughts.
That was like a personal
yeah,
song.
It was a personal song. I love Favors too. I mean, I love all my songs, but I Don't Know is one of them ones I feel like I got gritty with it. Like,
yeah, because you really get in your bag and then you get personal. Because when you think about it, it's like, okay, I'm hearing all this like commercial music,
yeah,
but now I want to hear Lil Richie's personal heart and soul in
yeah.
song. So what is that like? And you just spit right there.
And with that, I'm back. That's kind of more so it can be commercial, but also it can be personal.
Yeah.
So it's like how he coming. A lot of people, they only one or the other. They not real, but you know they be overly real. So then that shit sound always conscious. You know what I'm saying?
Fact, yeah.
But at most times, then it's commercial. Then it's not seeming as real. How about I just dip you in some ranch, give you both of them? You know, I just give you both of it, goddamn me. I just give you both of it.
Yes,
so,
sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Lil Richie.
Undeniably Gifted.
Undeniably Gifted docu-series. We are here. My name is Aldo Blogger, behind the camera. I'm the director / I guess producer of this series. Lil Richie, the creator of this whole thing. Just want to thank you for your time, for bringing me onto this.
Most definitely.
This creation that you provided, this vision that you have.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna keep rolling. We got some more interviews, I'm sure, to go.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, let's keep grinding. Let's keep finding different alleys to walk through so we can get to that destination. Not location.
Yeah, but destination. Like Dion said, I got to give it to him. But I mean, most definitely appreciate everybody who gonna be tapped in. It's the docu-series. Like I said, Al been helping me produce. Goddamn me, I'm the creator of all of this, of what's going on. Al assisted me, and he's been he been great with it. So I'm just letting y'all know we coming. Goddamn me, docu-series is on the way, and it's coming out soon. It's gonna happen regardless.
Big Al, Lil Richie, Yes, sir. Peace.
I woke up in no time, it's either grind or sleep. Caution, what I advise you 5'9", but outside you respect me and I respect the same. Pause about the game, move on a swivel unless you want your head. Nah, I'm not young money Rex, but
Yeah, what it meant to y'all. We're going into 2023. It's a lot going on in the world, and it's a lot going on in music. But you still have, you know, a great artist in Richie. What do y'all want for him in his career as success becomes, you know, relevant for him to just see all the fruits of his labor? Because he worked, I can imagine, his whole life to get to this moment. We still got some time, you know, obviously 23 is severely young. So you're talking about Grammy, you're talking about just big artists, you know, saluting him, supporting him, helping him grow. So what do y'all want for him in the future?
Well, I'll go first. I want for him to be able to understand that success doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's a lot of people right now that's doing things to get to the top, you know, and I always tell him that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. And the gifts and talents that he has, you know, they're going to be overlooked. No one is going to acknowledge or recognize him as that gifted young man that he is. You know, so I would tell the world, listen, you won't know him now, but you will know who he is, and that is the truth. That's the truth. They're going to know who he is. They're going to know the name Lil Richie sooner than later. They can mark my word for that.
Yeah.